So I had to make a video on this. I couldn't wait. But before I actually, get to analyzing or rating anything or just saying anything about this movie, I'm a huge Transformers fan. For those 40-year-old virgins in the back that are like, if they even watch this in the first place, that are like,
Yeah, you want the best one ever. Do you want is the best? Nothing can top it. Clearly.
no, I haven't seen it, bro. I've only read a couple of things of it. I grew up with the Bayverse stuff, and I know that one's kind of, the most hated out of anything, any Transformer, media. But I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's still fuck. I don't care what anybody says. That and the Transformer Cybertron show on DVD. You know, the one that goes,
"Our worlds are in danger. To save them and the galaxy, we must find the four-planet Cyber Keys."
That one. That one was good. To be honest though, I don't remember anything about it. But as I got older, I got myself into some of the older stuff and seen clips of the shows, other shows, read some comics online. So I've gained, more Transformer knowledge. But I've always have a huge appreciation for the Bayverse movies, for, being the first Transformers media I've consumed. Specifically the first three. The others are trash after that. But for how badass and unique it was and just perfect movies for a realism tone, I really don't care what anybody says. They're still sick as fuck. So when the trailers for Transformers 1 came out, I was excited, but very, very skeptical about it. See, when the casting for the voice actors came out, I thought it was an odd choice, with Chris Hemsworth as Optimus or Orion Pax as the story goes. But knowing that he kind of has to live up to, expectations from, every crazy fan out there that are like, that's not Peter Cullen. He did a great job in it. But the one I was super skeptical about was Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, or in this movie D16. I don't know, it seemed weird at the time, like everything about it, until I finally saw the movie last Friday. Now, I won't talk about every part of the movie, as me explaining it wouldn't do this movie justice. But I will explain moments that I loved, admired, and then during those parts that I talk about, or a little bit after, depending on how I, say it, when I do say it, I'll give off my points as to why, you should watch the movie. Specifically, an explanation for that part that, basically made me really like it, and hopefully you would too. Because this movie is just too good to not watch. So to shorten a small summary of the movie at least, Orion Pax as the future leader of the Autobots and D16 as the future leader of the Decepticons are two best friends, almost brothers, working as miners but unable to transform like the rest of the miners in this world. And what they're mining specifically is Energon, as Cybertron, the planet that they live on, had run out of Energon, the source that they need to live. Orion is determined that there's more to life than just mining till they're dead. But a bunch of unfortunate scenes of events had led them to, fortunately, gain abilities to transform with new friends, go through on an adventure that changes them from brothers to enemies. Now, from the trailers and the voice cast, it seemed like it was going to be like a kind of like a goofy little, side adventure with foreshadowing to them being enemies. Just being too childish, but I still would have gone to see it because, it's Transformers, I love it. But what I love about this movie, it just took a dark turn so fast, in a good way. Not too fast that we didn't get to process it, but more like it was unexpected. For example, once they learned the truth about Sentinel Prime betraying the other Primes and giving out Energon just to save his own life, D16 was not having it. He starts questioning his existence and why he let Orion mess around when they could have just continued life being ignorant to the corruption of their planet. As we know, ignorance is bliss. But once they get their cogs and abilities to transform, D16 already had signs of hate and destruction by the way he just laughs at killing his first enemy, protecting Orion. It just set every alarm off. It was basically the point of almost all the jokes or the silliness of the movie just died down a notch, so that we, the audience, can feel what's happening as the transformation slowly happens. Before I continue with the best stuff, I'm talking about the humor. The humor wasn't anything crazy, but most definitely did make people laugh. Me chuckle, most people laughed. It was pretty good. The humor was solid. Not too bad, not too good. but it was solid. And it's perfect as the movie knows when to stop joking around. It's like the second they hear that Cybertronian gun cock, the joke is over. But for what it is, it's hilarious. It really is funny. I mean, everybody knows that Bumblebee scene had everyone dying, but my favorite was the beginning when Orion was looking in the archives for more Prime lore. That's basically what happened. And he gets caught, and they threaten him by giving him a head start so they could just chase him and arrest him, since, you know, he can't transform at all. And he goes,
"It's not like you can transform."
Oh yeah? Well, watch this.
it's just too funny. Like, it caught me off guard. Now, speaking of Bumblebee, what I really loved, that B, played by Keegan-Michael Key, was not as annoying as I thought he was gonna be.
Huh?
I know, it sounds weird. Just let me cook, bro. Let me cook. He was another choice of the voice casting that I thought was kind of weird. But when he first came on, it kind of almost made my point that he was going to be annoying. Until later on, when shit got serious. So did he at times. But he also wasn't, you know, like that annoying. He had moments that were funny, but there were some parts that were like, he could not be talking. And it kind of makes sense too, as ever since the Bayverse movies came out and back in 2007, they always made Bumblebee like this silent character in future Transformers media. So it's actually kind of funny that they made the quiet ally of Optimus Prime the loudest and talkative friend to Orion Pax that doesn't even stop talking even in his sleep.
Why is he gagged?
He wouldn't stop talking.
Even when he was unconscious?
Especially when he was unconscious. I told you it wasn't tight enough. Woo!
Now, speaking of that scene, the other characters like Soundwave, Shockwave, and Starscream had more screen time than I thought than the trailer shown. And oh my god, the scene with Starscream, like when he showed up and that whole sequence went off, it was amazing. And I didn't know he's gonna be voiced by Steve Buscemi, which makes sense since Starscream's voice was always sort of nasty sounding. And after Deke-16 fought Starscream and basically made him his bitch, him choking the hell out of Starscream was insane. He was letting out all his rage that not even he knew that he had, and Starscream even saw, as he wasn't even encouraging him to hit him and you fucking kill him. Once his signature arm cannon appeared, it was dead silent, as D-16 showed off a glimpse of Megatron in a big crowd full of future Decepticons. And 2, Starscream's voice being even more fucked up was also a huge bonus, as not only did D-16 show off his strength, but it made a part of Starscream that is memorable in any Transformers media. That rough, loud, yet scratchy voice. It was perfect, and I love how it sounds in the movie. It's different, probably my favorite, to be honest.
You want to see the strength of one bot over another? Huh?
Now, the main story, the plot, the whole movie, everything about it was a good. My opinion, absolutely. Yes, everything about it. Just, it's a solid, good plot. Nothing to hate about it, nothing to complain, but obviously not the craziest story ever. Like, it had a very good set of events where that movie makes an ideal and perfect watch. You know, it has its twist, it has its humor, the switch up from funny haha times to fucking ripping another, person in half with your bare arms. Just so good. And the reasoning for Sentinel to betray Cybertron was not crazy, but honestly a much better reason than just only wanting to do, just to gain power, and that's it. He's just cowardly, giving away the Energons to some other species. I forgot their names, I gotta be honest. The same Energon that the miners work all day for, and everything just works together well. No sudden inconvenience, no over-the-top crappy MCU humor that overshadows the serious scene, and a perfect balance of action and exposition. Other moments that really caught my eye were the main selling point, which was Orion's and D-16's forging into the enemies they were destined to be. And it starts off with really showing how they interacted when they were minors and how much they saved each other's lives, with mainly Orion being the immature one, not wanting to listen to the rules and getting D-16 involved. Oh my god, and the fight scenes. Oh my, the best scenes are just fucking crazy. Like, dude, I thought they would just shoot someone and they get shot off screen, or shot but we don't see the impact. Nah, these dudes were ripping people in half and even just casually cutting them, and more intensely, especially more intensely when D16 ripped Sentinel in half, and that right there was his beginning as Megatron. And in that scene of Orion getting shot by D16, as he falls off and D catches him, it is such a powerful scene, showing the sadness in D's eyes, but comes to terms with letting Orion just go, or die technically. And as he says,
I'm done saving you.
D's tired of Orion's mischief of achieving something greater that only led to him getting in trouble and discovering the lies of Sentinel Prime and the false leader he was, all conjured up into anger and hatred. And then while Orion is falling to his death, as the past primes notice his courage to save a life form and bravery to lead others to a future that no one else can see yet, and he gains the matrix of leadership. And as this is happening, D16 takes Sentinel's cog out of his dead shell of a body, the same cog of Megatronus Prime, and gains more power. Both brothers' transformations correlating at the same time, and now becoming enemies forever, known as Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Megatron! Arise!
Optimus Prime.
Now, I know I'm trying to be all dramatic and stuff, but bro, let me talk about the fight scenes right now. Like, using my happy explosion choreography monkey brain, because holy shit, these fights afterwards are crazy. I mean, before they were fucking badass, like, fight scenes, but bro, Optimus 1v1ing Megatron, bro, it was so smart and fast and just insane. Optimus would sweep the fucking leg, he runs over fucking Megatron. Megatron transforms into a fucking tank. He uses his cannon to shoot at Optimus. Optimus rips it out, tries to hit him with it. Megatron transforming it back onto him, and then he gets that shot off. Bro, that shit was tough. And that's not all. Then all of a sudden, fucking Megatron coming in with backup out of nowhere. Soundwave, Starscream, and Shockwave coming in, trying to get Optimus with that 1v4, not letting Optimus run the ones. He still kicks their fucking asses, catching a damn rocket mid-air. Like, bro's getting saucy with it. Bro just screams aura for days. Now, overall, it's a great movie. The animation, the fight scenes, and the voice acting, it's perfect. But the only issues I have is one thing that my girlfriend did point out, and it's not a big issue too, it's just a tiny nitpick. So how come when they got their cogs from the primes, they didn't seem that big, but when D16 got Megatronus's cog, who's still a prime by the way, he got bigger? You know what I mean? I mean, both cogs are of primes, so what was the difference with Megatronus's cog? My guess is that it's their first time putting a cog on since they were being online, or birth, quote unquote. So maybe it's just a needed reboot on their bodies, or the second cog, the Megatronus cog, gave him that sort of reboot, which is why he got bigger. But it's nothing groundbreaking. It's just a little nitpick. I don't think it's nothing crazy, like I said. And my only other issue is I want more. I just wanted a longer movie. It's not long enough for me. I needed more. I wanted, like, that's how good it was. I just wanted more of it. Like, I was kind of hoping for it to not end. Oh, and I also wanted to point out before I continue with my last main point. But you know how I was all getting all monkey brain excited about the fight scenes and stuff like that? Bro, no wonder. At the end of the movie, when you know it ended and the credits were rolling in, I didn't realize that the movie was produced by Michael Bay. I didn't know that. And even co-produced by Steven Spielberg. Bro, there's no wonder these fucking fight scenes were crazy, dude. I was wondering why everybody's just killing each other like nothing, bro. It makes sense. Fucking Michael Bay's producing this bitch. Okay, I got that over with. Alright, now the last thing I want to mention before I end the video is the voice acting. I said, some of it in the beginning, but man, it really does catch you off guard. First, you're thinking that it's just Chris Hemsworth trying to have an American accent, but he really embodies Optimus Prime. Yes, he's no Peter Cullen, but that's good. He's doing his own voice that still shows the deep and hero voice Peter had. And Brian Tyree Henry, he killed it as D16, or as we know him, Megatron. I mean, he was for sure the MVP of the movie. He really convinced me that he is Megatron. Like, I really thought it is his voice. Like, He embodies Megatron. I did not hear it in the beginning. That's the point, as D16 transferred from, you know, just a simple miner to the leader of the Decepticons, and it shows. And I really thought like his voice wasn't gonna be fit for it at all, but I changed my mind so fast. Everything about this movie, to my eyes at least, was perfect. The casting, the voice acting, everything was just great. I'm probably just glazing this movie hard, but honestly, I have no real complaints, no negative feedbacks about that movie. Everything to me was just peak cinema. I'm gonna rate this solid 10 out of 10. Would watch it again. So please, if you haven't seen it, even though this whole video is a spoiler, and you for some reason watch this video or just don't care but want to see it, go watch it, because me explaining even parts of the movie doesn't do it justice. That's just how good it is. This for sure is a top 5 Transformers movie, S tier, whatever you want to call it. It's up there. It's up there. All right, I think I'm done glazing the hell out of the movie. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way through, I really had to talk about it. I couldn't wait. Thanks again. Please leave a like and comment down your thoughts on it, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Darkwing! Don't. My finger can transform. Guess which one? Go take it.